We continue to follow breaking news in Garner this hour. WakeMed Health confirms a campus police officer wounded in a shooting at the Garner complex has died. We're told Officer Roger Smith was shot at the hospital's emergency room lobby on U.S. Highway 70 around 9 o'clock this morning. He was transported to WakeMed in Raleigh after being shot. Garner police tell us they've charged 29-year-old Benji Martin Jr. with murder. CBS 17's Haley Kennedy joins us now live. And Haley, what are you hearing from investigators and WakeMed Health tonight?
Well, WakeMed officials tell me that this is a hard loss for their team, as everyone is pretty much like family on staff, but they are very proud of the heroic response from Smith and the entire department.
Active shooter at 400 US 70 Highway East. At 400 US 70 Highway East. At WakeMed Garner.
Police surrounding WakeMed Garner Healthplex Saturday morning.
Rally to anyone on scene for a patient count. I need a patient count.
Officer Roger Smith gunned down in the emergency room while on duty. WakeMed says Smith was shot after a struggle with somebody in the lobby. Police say 29-year-old Benji Martin Jr. has been charged with murder.
That's the world we live in now.
Now, Smith worked for WakeMed campus police for 14 years, and before that, he served with the Knightdale Police Department. Officers shut down I-440 to honor Smith with a procession escorting his body to the examiner's office.
There can just be more precautions put on to protect people. It's a crazy world we live in today.
Now, I asked WakeMed officials if there's any sort of weapon detection system on this campus. They said that this campus doesn't, but some of their others do. Now, we will keep you updated as this investigation continues and as we learn more about that suspect. Live in Garner, Haley Kennedy, CBS 17 News.
All right, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. And I want to do an update on this story of Benji Martin Jr., who is still in the Wake County jail, charged with murder. And if you listen to that video, you would think that he just went into the emergency room with a gun and shot the officer, which is definitely far from the truth. You heard that reporter say, is there any type of system that will catch weapons coming into the hospital? No. And that is not what happened. This is a situation where Martin went to the emergency room in the middle of a mental health crisis. And that officer, Roger Smith, who was also fired from another job in Wake County, as they mentioned, for, not following policy, not, performing his duties properly, and a lot of other things. This officer approached him when he was having a mental health issue and then grabbed him by the neck, according to witnesses and people close to the situation, grabbed him by the neck and then pulled his gun out and shot the young man in the stomach immediately. Shot him in the stomach and then tried to shoot him again. It was in that instance that he popped himself in the leg. And then what happens after that remains to be in question. But they continue to paint this narrative of Benji as some violent person who just came into the hospital and gunned this officer down, which has been further from the truth. And what adds insult to injury is they have yet still to release that body cam footage to the public. Now, I'm going to let you hear this other article, which once again describes the narrative of some crazed man just walking into there and trying to grab the officer's gun and gun him down for no reason. Just listen.
This is Brian Schrader in the WRAL Live Center. Breaking news, all new at 6 o'clock. In the past hour, we have received recordings of several 911 calls from the morning that Officer Roger Smith was shot and killed at WakeMed Garner. This happened in just a few chaotic minutes on the morning of November 8th. In this first call, you're going to hear someone from the WakeMed Police Department calling Raleigh 911, pleading for help in the emergency department there at the hospital.
WakeMed Garner. The officer is down. They're trying to get his gun.
Okay. All right. I have a lot of help on the way out there. Do you have any further information?
Negative. I've got one suspect on scene. He's kneeling over the officer at the moment. The officer is down, not moving.
Now, many of these calls that we've listened to depict a chaotic scene there. Some of them are really too disturbing to air on television. I can tell you that in one of the 911 calls, the caller tells the dispatcher that a patient came in, quote, tripping out bad. Seconds later, you hear 6 gunshots in the background, and that same caller says the patient is fighting with the officer. Garner police identified that patient as Benji Martin. He is still in the hospital with injuries related to the struggle with Officer Smith. It still is not clear if Martin brought a gun into the emergency room or if it was Officer Smith's weapon that was used in this.
And I traveled down there to the Garner Police Department to get the incident report, and there were several witnesses, like 7 witnesses, all of them white. And, you know, they gave me very little information in that report. But that report of him fighting with the officer is once again furthest from the truth. The officer was fighting with him, and Benji was shot in the stomach and stayed in the hospital for about 3 or 4 weeks before being well enough to be let out of the hospital. You know, he had very intricate wounds to his stomach and digestive area. I think he still, is having to use a colostomy bag. There were some concerns about him not getting the proper medical treatment while he was in the hospital, and even while he was in jail. As reported that he has just got his intels back into him. And so this gentleman once again went to the hospital because, he was having a mental health episode. His fiance had just suffered a miscarriage as well. He has just lost a family member. So he was going through some things, never been in trouble, never a criminal history, yet and still they were painting him as this monstrous individual. And when he appeared in court a month after the incident, he learned that they were trying to seek the death penalty for him. Just listen at this article as well.
29-year-old Benji Martin is charged with the murder of WakeMed officer Roger Smith. You'll remember that shooting happened inside the Garner Healthplex, right outside the emergency room. And tonight we're learning Martin could face the death penalty. Dewan Hogard was inside that downtown Raleigh courtroom now. He joins us live outside our downtown Raleigh newsroom with the details now. Dewan.
Well, Steve, this afternoon, we learned brand new details from the defense attorneys about what may have happened there the morning of November 8th at the WakeMed Healthplex there in Garner. And according to a court filing, defense attorneys for Benji Martin claimed that he went there to the Healthplex to seek mental health treatment after he and his fiance suffered a miscarriage, and he was there to get some help.
Benji Martin Jr. Sir, you've been charged with first-degree murder. The max
29-year-old Benji Martin making his first court appearance this afternoon. Martin arrested and charged with murder for allegedly shooting and killing 59-year-old WakeMed police officer Roger Smith at WakeMed Healthplex Garner on November 8th.
The maximum sentence for that, sir, is life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty, sir.
Law enforcement says there was an apparent struggle inside the emergency room lobby that ultimately left Smith dead. Martin was also shot and was released from the hospital this past Friday before appearing in front of a Wake County magistrate. According to court documents obtained by Eyewitness News, the defense for Martin claims he was seeking mental health treatment after his fiancée suffered a miscarriage while being pregnant with twins.
Sent him to the doctors to get help, and we end up like this. And that's not fair to him. He was wanting help. He wasn't wanting to hurt anybody.
The family says law enforcement has said they have footage of the encounter between Officer Smith and Martin and has yet to see it. In court, the prosecution did not provide any details about the case just 1 week after Officer Smith was laid to rest.
Also want to send out our condolences for the officer and his family. We, the family, ask for prayers, we ask for compassion, and we ask for fairness as we trust that justice will prevail.
And I spoke today to Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman about this. She says that her office, let alone her, will not be speaking publicly at all about this case at this time. Benji Martin due back in court December the 15th. We're live in downtown Raleigh tonight. Dewan Hogard, Episode 11, Eyewitness News.
Think about it. Why wouldn't the DA office be speaking publicly about the situation? Because they know they cannot lie. They know they cannot go with this narrative that was initially created by the media. They have not released the body cam footage, and they're still trying to go off that initial push well, there's an active shooter and guys in the emergency room. And, we don't know if it was his gun or the officer's gun. All of that has been disproven. That officer acted in a rogue manner while a man was having a mental health issue, grabbed him by the neck, at the same time pulling his gun. And when he shot Benji, I'm just, speculating what happened. Benji probably knocked the gun down, and then, the officer pulled again and popped himself in the leg. And then, whatever happened after that happened, he may have just bled to death. Maybe he hit himself in the aortic artery in the leg, and maybe that's what it is. But one thing is for sure, they are not releasing the video. If it happened in such a heinous manner that this young man has to be charged, why not release the video? Here's my brother Gregory Drumright expressing the same sentiment as well.
An unarmed, nonviolent individual who has no criminal history of violence, no criminal history whatsoever, can show up at a medical facility in duress, seeking medical attention, and end up in a situation such as this, also having been mischaracterized for the last 2 weeks in the media. His attorneys, his family, the community of activists and advocates all want to know why the video has not been released.
When we go to the hospital, we are there for help. We go to the hospital looking for a safe haven. And it breaks our families' hearts that we do not feel that Benji was extended the help that he sought. It's heartbreaking to see the media try to portray him in a light that is surely not him. But we, his family, his friends, and those who love him most, we know the truth. We know his heart, his faith, and his integrity. Today, we also want to send out our condolences for the officer and his family. We, the family, ask for prayers, we ask for compassion, and we ask for fairness, as we trust that justice will prevail. Benji is loved, he is supported, and most of all, he is innocent.
Exactly. Why has not the video been released? They tried to portray Benji as some sort of criminal. I looked on his Facebook page. Everybody, white, black, young, old, was expressing that no, Benji was a great man. He loved dance. He went to ECU, if I'm not mistaken, graduated, never been in trouble. All of these people were pouring in support of him. And for the news media, for the DA, for the police department to not release anything regarding what really happened is very telling. So I'm going to keep up on this case, but it was important for me, to check back in with some individuals I know that are close to the case. I think I called them a couple of days ago, and I was just asking, what happened, what's going on, because the problem is with these sort of situations, all of those news articles, all of that support he had, with the Reverend out there and, the media and the protest or whatever, those happened right after the incident. But here it is 5 months later, and we hear nothing. Like, those articles are still the only thing that is out there about the situation. So what happens a lot of times is they'll let this die down, for another year, and then they'll bring him to court, and then they'll slaughter him in the court, or, force him to take a plea, or, even release him without the same fanfare that they mischaracterized him as. As I mentioned, this officer was fired from a previous job as a police officer. That is documented. And, they cited several violations of him, which to me was reminiscent of somebody who may have had a substance abuse problem themselves, showing up late for work, not filling out paperwork, just neglecting duties, all those type of things. So, and, a lot of people have commented on the previous videos that I did about him and, just the entire situation. So we're going to keep our brother Benji Martin in the forefront. We're going to amplify his case and, make sure that people don't forget about him, because, it's easy for us to move on to the next story. But, he can't move on. He's suffering mentally. He's suffering physically, and he's also suffering judicially in this situation in which he should have never been in, because somebody's coming to the hospital for mental health purposes. They shouldn't have a gun drawn them, shouldn't be shot, shouldn't be grabbed about the neck in the middle of a mental episode. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. We'll keep you updated as the case proceeds and prolongs, but, stay active. If y'all in the Garner area, let me know, hit me up, if anything is transpiring that I don't know about regarding this case, please let me know. But you see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for liking, watching, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings.